Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and it's Sunday night. What does that mean? It means it's iGP's Super Formula Lights Round 4 from the amazing Phillip Island. I am James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Mr. Jim Cunningham, who's going to come along for the ride for this Round 4 epic evening of racing. Let's bring you up to date. As per normal, we'll only do the top 20 here in the championship standings. And, well, okay. There we go. Jesper Sandström is out in front on 86 points by 1 point over Lee Aberdeen, with Mackenzie Roon only 3 back on 83. Brent Ruiz on 80. Then you got Andy Flint, Antonio Jimenez, Luca Verani, and Ludovic Rancon, with Jakob Oleszwinski and Joseph Mark Lucas in 10th place on 66. Dennis Cornell on 11th, with Adrian Centurion on 12th, Robert Ridgway 13th, Eddie Amos and Ingayan in 15th place there. So, as I say, we already covered the top 20. Daniel Vogel in 16th, Chris Patrick in 17th, then Adam Townsend, Dorian Oruro and Giovanni Salito round out the top 20. 34 laps of action taking place. We've got the magenta zone, of course, which is single file, no active overtaking until they get round to turn 2. However, causing an accident until turn 6, which is Siberia, which is the left-hand side in the map, will be penalised as an accident in the no pass zone. So you've got to make sure, if you're going to make the run up by Siberia, you've got to make it sure you get it correct, okay? So that's one of the things these guys are going to have to be careful with. Now, where is Siberia, you say? Well, if you look at the number 2 on your track map of Mackenzie Roon, he is literally nearly there. So he's going to go round the right-hander now of Honda. No, he's not, because he's going to go round in circles, unfortunately, for us. So he's now exited back to the pits. That's just typical, isn't it? Well, let's pick up on Westman, who's doing the same thing. Siberia is this next left-hander. So any incidents between turn 2 and just about here will be treated as an incident in the no pass zone. So they will have a lot to contend with. Let's bring Jim, he is ready, and let's bring him into the booth. Jim, welcome in.
Hey, James. Good to be here. Phillip Island, Australia. Beautiful, beautiful circuit on the coast. Lovely. I'm excited. I haven't done an iGP race yet, and I'm excited.
Yeah, it should be an absolutely barnstormer as well after last week's epic action that took place at Watkins Glen. Jesper Sandström was the man that came out on top, with Lee Aberdeen and Brent Ruiz was second and third. Aberdeen took pole and Jesper took the fastest lap. Jesper won in the end by 3.5 seconds. We only had 12 people, 11 drivers actually on the lead lap, but 12 down to all the way down to 20th were a lap down. So it was a very action-packed evening of racing. If you haven't gone and watched the Watkins Glen race, I suggest you go back and have a look, because it is going to be very, very exciting. Now, we are predicting there's going to be 40 drivers on the grid. We're just coming to the end of qualifying now. We've got Harian Sasidaran out on the circuit. He is sitting in 40th at the moment, and no real representative time. He is under 1:25.46, so it'll be the last one over the line and the last one who will be able to set a time before the timer runs out. So there we go. And let's hope that we can see all 40 drivers manage to complete the race. It looks like Manuel Vargas and Simone Gabrielli and Cameron Dance have joined the session, but they're not looking like they've taken a time and don't look like they will do a representative time here either. So just to let you know. Thank you so much. If you have joined us, welcome in. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bells. We've got a lot more racing coming up. Triple Bypass Racing Boys are back a little bit later on with Jim's, funny enough, back again with Dean Biggles from Las Vegas. That's round 2 of the NicholsOilPros.com series for them. So go and check that out and come by a little bit later on if you are a little bit night owl. So if you are a night owl, you can come and have some fun there. So looking forward to that one. Mackenzie Roon, unfortunately off the side of the circuit. Then you got Daniel Vogel. Still out on the racetrack. Zoltan Zamotta looks like he's doing an active time currently at this moment. So making no real improvements though for Zoltan. So unfortunately for him, he has, well, oranges across the board in all sectors. So see how he gets on. This fast looping last corner from turn 11 round from turn 12 down the Gardiner Straight and into Dewan Corner. The right-hander at the beginning. Going to be very, very tough indeed. So let's bring you up the grid for this race. It's going to be very, very interesting indeed. Lee Aberdeen is on pole position with Mackenzie Roon in second and Brent Ruiz in third. John McHutchinson in fourth place. That's the name I recognise. Guinness Amau in fifth, Tony Jimenez sixth, then Jakub Oleszewski in seventh, Nicholas Westman eighth, Ludovic Rancon and Dennis Cornu in ninth and 10th. Then Tommy Maru in 11th, Stefan Dodderer rounds out the top 12. Simon Fessi in 13th, Robert Tilbury in 14th, Luca Varani in 15th, Daniel Vogel 16th, Krish Patel in 17th, then Joseph Mark Lucas in 18th, Koji Ito 19th, Jeremy Hagenhara in 20th, and then Andy Flint 21st. Noah Flugie in 22nd, Alexis Delaclerc in 23rd, and then Elio Flugie in 24th. Stefano Fanazzi in 25th, Zoltan Zamotta in 26th, Eddie Amos in 27th. Then you got Loris Bierler in 28th, Clark Williams 29th, John McKenzie in 30th, and Nguyen in 31st, Adam Townsville 32nd. Ben Goya in 33rd, then Dorian Oruro in 34th, Chris Gibbs in 35th, and then Oscar Artinanu in 36th place. Then you got Matthew Gracie in 37th, Patrick Rowlands 38th, Sean Pulsifier in 39th, Harihan Sasidaran in 40th. I think it's going to be the last one on the grid because Cameron Dance, Simone Gabrielli, Emmanuel Vargas did not set a time. So there we go. Let's have a look. Nope, Cameron has reached the grid. So we will have 41 on the race circuit. So 41 cars here are going to get ready to go. And it's going to be very, very interesting indeed. There you go on that one. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, get ready. Because we're going to be up and running very, very shortly. We're going to have, excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Round 4 of the IGP is green, green, green. Aberdeen's lucky we're in a no-pass zone because he did not get off the line whatsoever there either. He got hung up and has lost a little bit of, he could have lost a position if Mackenzie Roon was free to race. So they are now coming into that area. Round turn 2, they go through the southern loop into Stoner's Corner. The left kink heading down into Honda, which is the hairpin. And at the moment, Aberdeen out in front. Nemru is then McHutchinson. Then Eunice Amau, Tony Jimenez, and Jakub Oleszewski. Robert Tilbury is up 3 places. Not quite sure how that one has happened, considering we are now free to go. And it's green, green, green. Aberdeen did what he had to do there, Jim. He got off the line, and he's absolutely flying out in front.
Yeah. This is one of the first times I've worked a race where they did have that no passing zone in the beginning. So just so I understand, even if somebody has a problem getting off the line, they still have to stay behind him. That's very interesting.
Yeah, you generally play it by ear. I think if somebody goes off the race circuit on the opening few corners and you know you're in a nice no pass zone, you don't have to stop, right? Just go straight past him. But to be honest with you, the way the laps are going to clock off here at Phillip Island is going to be thick and fast, and it really is not going to make a difference. John McHutchinson sitting in 4th place at the moment. Debut in tonight's broadcasting race of IGP. Normally drives to the Radical, but he's been branching out a lot more into different areas and is now sitting in the IGP Super Formula Lights. Up front, Mackenzie Roon is a little bit closer to Lee Aberdeen as they head round turn 2 through the southern loop. They go. Looks like Ludovic Rancon has had a moment. Well, he's on the grass. I'm pretty set on that, and that is definitely a moment, Jim.
Yeah, I would say it is. Oh man, that's unfortunate right there. I'd have to see that again to see if that rejoin was bad or not, but he sure did cause a little more problem there for a couple of guys.
He should definitely not have tried to come back on there.
Yeah, he came right on the apex of the turn.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a tough rejoin there.
Definitely not the best thing from Ludovic Rancon. I can tell you that much. Not good. We've got 41 out on the race circuit, and Ludovic Rancon is probably not going to be on many people's Christmas cards list. Let's just put it that way for this year. Down in 22nd, Clark Williams, Eddie Amos and Gowan, Daniel Vogel and Dorian Oruro are all scrapping it out as well. You can see in the background, Vogel has just lost that place to Gowan, and Tommy Ruru further up here, fighting it out. Lap 3 of 34, Jim. There's action all the way through, and there's a massive gaggle of cars starting to develop in between. Brent Brewer's in third.
It really is. This is quite an impressive field. There's good solid racing all the way back right now. This is and they're all fast. I mean, they're all turning good times.
Yeah, they are.
It's also good to see John McCutcheon in there, being that you and I do some radical races that he races in, and he's super fast in those. And it looks like being he's sitting in 5th place right now, it looks like he's going to be pretty fast in these as well. Yeah,
I think it's one of them moments where if he's fast in one car, he seems fast in all cars, which is sickening for us people that can't even drive one car properly, let alone drive multiple cars fast. And John McCutcheon seems to be able to do that. On board with Simon Fessy, he's chasing down Robert Tilbury. Through the left-hander they go of Lukey Heights into MG, which is this downhill braking hairpin. Through the right-hander, take a curb on the inside, try and straighten it up, get the exit. Now you've got the long run through 11 and 12. You're going to be high on speed, not if you keep doing that, however, Simon Fessy. 200 Ks plus at the moment, 220, 230, I would have thought. Top in 240. Are we going to reach 250? That's going to be the question. Weaving in front from Robert Tilbury, 254, 255. He's heading down into turn 1 now. You can see Fessy on the inside. There's Tilbury. They're going to almost come wheel to wheel. Not making it this time, but it looks like Tilbury's going to have that inside line. Always hard on the outside there.
Well, that was a very nice battle down there, and like you said, they got upwards of almost to 270 kilometers. Man, that was some nice side by side races. It's good to see good clean racing in these open wheel cars.
Yeah, Fetty now running side by side with Tilbury again. There was somebody off the side of the circuit. Unfortunately, you see him in the background. I think it might have been Daniel Vogel. Simon Fessy does go through. Tommy Maru chasing down Denny Cornu from Unity Racing. Cornu in front of that, sitting inside the top 7. Currently, Lee Aberdeen still out in front, but he's still got Mackenzie Roon chasing him.
There are, I'm looking down over this field, and there is hardly a second between any driver in this entire field. Everybody is jammed right up on the back of somebody.
Yep, they are. There's no breaks. You've got this group here all the way down to Denny Cornu. And then Dennis there all the way down into Noah Flugie, who's trying to chase down Luca Varani. He's just gone over the hill in front of him. Then you've got Loris Bela, who is driving around a little bit on his own with Zoltan Zamora. He's got Clark Williams for company, and I do mean company, and I do mean very, very close indeed. Here goes Clark now on the outside. There is Zoltan Zamora. Is Zamora going to come back through? Expect a blue flash of a car very, very shortly. If Zamora's going to bring it into the inside, he's not there. And Clark Williams does hang on to that place. Great move from Clark going down into turn 1.
Yeah, that was a nice clean pass right there. That seems to be, again, one of the passing zones on the track, obviously. High-speed corner, a little braking there. That was a textbook pass right there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely did. Clark Williams got the job done on that one. Stefano Fanazzi, one of the new drivers in this evening. It's got Alexis de Klerk in behind him as well. De Klerk there looking like he's in the Unity Racing colours. He is, and he is part of that team that's got quite a few drivers attending here again. And de Klerk trying to close up to Stefano Fanazzi, not quite getting close enough. Elio Flugi up front is trying to get a hold of Koji Ito, who's chasing down his brother Noah Flugi as these guys continue to fight Luca Verani once more. But McHutchinson getting on to the back of Yunis Amal, but has also got Tony Jimenez for company. The Scotsman looks like he's under the cosh a little bit. He's trying to defend and attack at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like he's got his attack blinders on though. He is doesn't seem to be real concerned about the guy behind him. He's 100% focused right now on getting by Ami here.
Yeah, Yunis Amal.
Amal.
Yeah, Amal. As McHutchinson and Amal swap places, McHutchinson moves up. He's now chasing down the champion from 3 seasons ago, if I'm not mistaken, because we had Lee Aberdeen and also somebody else in the middle that I cannot remember, and then Brent Ruiz was that one there as well. So John McHutchinson chasing him down, not shaking off Yunis Amal at the moment though, going into MG, the right hander. Then Tony Jimenez also trying to join on to the back of the pack. This freeway fight materializing nicely.
So the Unity Racing team, you said, obviously has several representatives in this race here. Are they all racing the exact same paint scheme?
Yeah, you've got Denny Cornu in there, who is there. Yunis Amal's in front of us. They're all in the yellow with the black. John McHutchison's ran a little bit deep there, and unfortunately, he's going to be able to hang on because he's pushed Jimenez wide. McHutchinson does manage to hold on to the car. Now he's going to be contact. Tony Jimenez and McHutchinson do make contact there. Yeah, the Unity Racing is the black and yellow, and then you've got the likes of Yunis Amal. They've got obviously different coloured halves of the halo.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you can see
Amal
behind
has red there.
Yeah, Dennis Cornu has got red. Simon Fessi has got dark red. Dennis Cornu's got light red. Yunis Amal's got white. So yeah, I would say that's how you tell them apart, Jim. But we're never going to get it right, mate, all the time straight away.
Right. Yeah, it's. I will give you credit. Coming into this series, the job that you're doing on these names is impressive because that is a list of a lot of tough names, and I got to give you credit. You're doing a wonderful job. I apologize. I'm going to apologize right now to anyone that I screw up your name tonight.
Don't worry, mate. You should have heard me the first week we've done these ones as well. That was almost 2 years ago. Ali, welcome in. Good evening to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Ali Nasir in YouTube chat as well. Robert Tilbury. Tony Jimenez has just gone up the inside of McHutchinson. McHutchinson does look like he's trying to come back at him. Unfortunately for John, he's going backwards quicker than he's going forwards. Denny Cornu, Simon Fessi fighting out. Alexis de Klerk and also Fanazzi and Koji Ito are going side by side with Loris Bela, who's trying to join on to the back of them. So action all the way through the field. Again, there is Alexis de Klerk, another representative that looks like of the Unity Racing covers.
Somebody was off through the gravel trap there.
Yeah, Noah Flugi has just taken himself off for a little bit of a ride. Wow.
Oh, no, he got a little help. It looks like he might have overchecked the brakes there or something, but he sure did get a little help there.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Noah, it was near enough a lap down. So it's whether or not that was a kind of a blue flag incident there, and he was trying to move out the way. Ludovic Rancon's got the ever-looming Clark Williams, gains every single week, and now he's already 10 places up here with Eddie Amos, Zoltan Zamora, Joseph Martin Lewis, Ingoin, and Nicholas Westman, all in this little bit of a pack, so developing nicely. But Mackenzie Roon not getting closer to Lee Aberdeen at the front.
Yeah, but not really losing either. I mean, he's still right there, just a little bit over a half second behind, and is maintaining that. It's not, certainly Aberdeen is not walking away from him at all.
Yeah.
There, you're starting to see a little, as the race spreads out a little bit, a couple of gaps that are a second or so, but that lead gap is staying right there together.
Yeah, these guys from Ruiz to Yunis Amal to McHutchinson to Jimenez, Cornu, Fessy, Tilbury, and Tommy Maroon. McCutcheon's kind of a bit of a cork in the bottle at the moment. Luca Varani trying to get onto the back end of this, and so is Stefan Dodderer there. Eli Flugi has got Finazzi onto the back of him, so a lot of these drivers getting close together. This is the thing with this, when you've got so many cars on the grid, you will always find somebody will have someone for company, and they have had for pretty much most of the race. And that's the way it's going to work. That's the way it always works here. And at the end of the day, I think that's why we love doing what we do, Jim. It's action, action, action.
Well, you and I talked about this in the green room before the race started, and talking about groups that have smaller fields and how it's just not that exciting sometimes. They just spread out. Yeah, you're not wanting for action in this race. I mean, there is action up and down the grid, the entire track.
Yeah, Finazzi and Flugi side by side. Finazzi's just got through. There was a swap further up as well. Tommy Maru did clear Tilbury. Maru now trying to chase after Fessy. Fessy's trying to get Cornu. Jimenez cannot get McCutcheon. And when he does get McCutcheon, they end up coming straight back past each other. So it seems like McCutcheon, although first time in this series, is probably not the first time in the car, but he is becoming that little bit of a ranging roadblock here.
Yeah, and they are opening up a little bit of a gap there. Being that they're fighting so hard with each other, the guys ahead of them are starting to slightly get away, but it doesn't look like that battle's going to end anytime soon. They are just right on each other.
Yeah, Jimenez, Cornu, Fessy, Maru, Tilbury, they continue to go at each other.
That whole group is covered by less than a second and a quarter.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
You can probably figure it out that literally from him and McCutcheon's 4.8 back, Tommy Maru's 6.4 back. They're swapping again. McCutcheon's on the outside once more. Jimenez goes up the inside. It almost kind of, I don't want to say that John gave that up there, but there wasn't much defense from the Scotsman.
I wonder if he's just trying to find his way in a new series too, kind of feel it out and feel these guys out and see how they race, and don't come in and start running hard blocking. He certainly can make his car wide. We've seen him do that plenty of times, but maybe he's just trying to feel his way out. He's fast, but he's dropped back a little bit right there. He's down 3 spots now.
Yeah, lost the place to Simon Fessy. Yeah, Fessy past McCutcheon as well.
He also could have overdriven a corner or missed a braking point or something like that, and these guys are going to capitalize on that quick.
Yeah, Sean Pulsifier is gone, unfortunately, off the side of the circuit. Tilbury still there. Benazzi chasing down on Koji Ito. Nicholas Westman has got Joseph Mark Lucas in front and Zoltan Zamota. That is the battle, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, for 22nd, 21st, and 20th as they continue to fight all the way down. The top 20 are literally scrapping it out. They're literally only 20 seconds back from the leader, so not very far whatsoever as they're continuing to fight. You can see on the left-hand side, orange means they're only half a second. So what does that mean for us and our leaders? Well, Lee Aberdeen, Mackenzie Roon, not far apart here, Jim. Looks like we're going to have a front two battle.
I mean, they're now within a quarter of a second. That's crazy. I mean, they are literally right on top of each other. And Fessy has been rocketing up through the field. He's up 7 spots, and he is all over Tony Jimenez's bumper back there, or so to speak, bumper. Less than a half second behind him now. Yep.
Not a lot going on there in conjunction with cars being spread out. You can see there is a side-by-side action with de Klerk and Flugi. Look at that right at the moment. I say that they are side-by-side through the right-hander. God, I should be crystal ball. Call me Mystic Meg, and I'll pick your lottery numbers for next week. Everybody at the same time into MG. down the hill, hard on the brakes. Flugy's got to try to cut back on him. You can see him already lined up for it. He's straightened up the corner, now running through 11 and 12. Ilya Flugy, is he going to be able to get this run down into turn 1? Out on the curb, opening up the corner as much as he can into the final corner of turn 12. Now we're on a run. Gardner Straight is going to provide it. And now De Klerk knows he needs to hang on to that position. Flugy says, see you later, son. On his way down into turn 1 now. Flugy's going to take it through. He's got to open it up, coming out of 1. There's a run in the background as well. That is Koji Ito. He's got to open up this corner. He's got to make sure he can hold on to it. Ilya Flugy, no!
Oh, no!
Bro, he does all the hard work.
Oh, man. Oh. Wow. I thought he was...
He did so much work in that overtake, Jim. Gutted.
That was... I thought Ito was going to fire it up the inside there and make it 3 wide in the turn for a second. But yeah, I guess he was fighting so hard for that position. I guess he just overcooked it a little bit there.
Yeah. Such a shame.
So tough. What a run he had going there.
Yeah, Ilya and Noah Flugy both have not had good evenings. Noah's actually out, I believe. He's, well, if he ain't out, he's at least 5 or 6 laps down. Ilya there... Oh, dude, I do really feel for you, mate, because you just done amazing work trying to get that overtake done and then just go and cooked it. Westman's gone round.
Oh, we got a bad
that's
wreck.
Panazzi.
Yeah.
Panazzi and Clark Williams.
Yeah, that guy, he tore the back end off that car.
Oh, there was a big send there. Round he goes. Williams comes in, knocks him round.
Yeah, I guess he was reacting to
the overtake.
And just lost it there. I don't think he saw that overtake coming, apparently.
Well, to be fair, Jim, I don't think I would have seen it coming either, because he came from a long way back on that one, send there. And unfortunately for Panazzi, just put on the power a little bit too early to try and close it in. Chris Gibbs and Chris Patel, they're continuing to fight. Robert Ridgway aspiring to be aliens, and Chris Gibbs for the Hydro Force Racing Forces teams fighting out for 28th and 29th. Great action all the way through, but we are going to follow the leaders just for 2 seconds, because I can tell you what, Lee Aberdeen's not escaping Mackenzie Roon.
He is not. It's literally been within a half a second this entire race so far.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do, especially when you got people. Now they've kind of spread out. They're not right on each other's bumper, but when you got people behind you trying to pass you, sometimes it's hard to maintain a gap. I mean, he is all over him right here.
Yeah. See him continuing driving up to the back of him at the same time here, Jim.
He doesn't seem to be trying to make a move on him yet, though. He's just trying to stay right with him. You haven't seen him peek out and take a look yet or do anything. At this point, I think he's waiting, just biding his time to see if he can force Aberdeen into making a mistake and take it that way instead of jeopardizing both their races at this point.
Yeah, they've got Stefano Fanazzi up the road here. I do want to see how Stefano handles this. First time into the series, and I can tell you one thing. Don't want to get in front of an Australian on his home circuit here, because you could be ended up on that barbecue. So, for Fanazzi, he's got to be a little bit more mindful. Don't overdrive the car. Stay to one side. They're coming at you, son. Get round turn 12. Get that car to the left-hand side, or get it out the way as quickly as possible. Pick a side. Stay there. Do not get yourselves involved in this. And Fanazzi is not doing that either. There is a blue flag waving. Stay where you are. Let the leaders go through. Mackenzie Roon goes through. What about Ruiz? He's not going to be able to get through this time, but Mackenzie Roon did. And that's another way of handling the back markers there, Jim. Get your car out the way.
Yeah, they are really. They caught up to some of these back markers pretty fast in this race. It's going to be. There's literally going to be. There's traffic all over this entire track right now. Looking at the track map up there. I talking about Ruin and Aberdeen up there. They're being smart. A lot of times you'll see guys fighting back and forth like that. And all it does is it brings everybody else back into the fold. Right now, they are just they're just hooking up and running and getting away from everybody. They're going to try to turn this into a 2-car race when it's all said and done.
Yeah, they will when they need to. But Tommy Maru, Denny Cornu, and Robert Tilbury chasing down. Funny enough, John McHutchison is down 3 places. Unfortunately for him, started up in 4th, is now sitting in 7th. Simon Fessy in there, but John's got to be careful because Tommy Maru is coming and he's bringing a few people along with him. One of them is the IGP's big boss man himself, the 222, Luca Ferrani. Don't want to have him climbing all over you because I can tell you one thing, once he starts, you will not get him off your back. But Mackenzie Roone and Lee Aberdeen down through turn 1 into 2 now. Roone looks a little bit closer.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain parts of the track he runs right up on the back of him. I mean, within almost a 1/10 of a second. You know, and then there seems to be other parts where Aberdeen's a little quicker. But again, you're not seeing him peek out there or anything. He's just running right up behind him.
Yeah.
In fact, he had his nose stuck out there a little bit just to get some clean air on that front wing. When you're that close with these cars, you can lose the downforce on the front wing a little bit, and it makes these cars a little harder to turn.
Yeah, you can see Roone now at the moment. He's taken the first sector. Second sector's just coming up. Is he going to be quicker again? Nope, that's Aberdeen's. What about the final sector, which is the run all the way down to the start line? We've only got 3 here, which makes a change from some of the circuits where we go and they have 6 on a free split circuit. Roone now has got to look at closing in. He's got to try and get as close as he possibly can. There, the American himself chasing down Lee Aberdeen, the Australian. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on, because I can tell you what, if this gets hot, it's going to be hotter than a Vindaloo in a curry house. There is Lee Aberdeen on the outside. Roone's got the 3rd sectors coming through now. Roone's going to have the inside for turn 2. He's covered him off already. Job done for Mackenzie Roone. He did manage to hold on to it there, Jim, and he's managed to make the most of it.
What's funny is right before they hit that straight, I was going to say he's starting to look racy. You know, he was looking like he was planning something, and sure enough. But I don't think Aberdeen's going to. Oh, here you go. I was saying, I don't think he's going to stand for that for too long. Oh, look, he locked him up too. He drove it in deep right there to get that pass done. Yeah,
Aberdeen comes back at him at the Honda hairpin. He almost gave Mackenzie Roone a little taste there. He said, "You've had a taste of the lead. What do you think? Now give it back because it is mine." So there we go. Lee Aberdeen, now Roone's got to go at him again. Coming into the left-hander of Lukey Heights, down into MG. Mackenzie Roone, get good racing. Lee Aberdeen, the privateer in the 1-2-2-2, Jim, fighting it out through MG.
Yeah, it's just crazy. These guys are really starting to get racy now up front, and the funny thing is their lap times are even picking up a little bit. I think they just found another gear they're really running now.
Roone's on the outside again, coming into turn number 1. Roone's going to try and run him. Aberdeen's got the gears off him. He just managed to hold on. Aberdeen can open it up if it really wants to. Roone did not go up the inside. Tony Jimenez is side by side with Eunice Amal. Jimenez is trying to go and send it into 2. No, did not do that time. Declare has passed Westman. Westman got past Declare. They've been swapping backwards and forwards. Vargas has passed Gabriele. Jacobo Lezwinski got past Roland. Zoltan Zamota got past Clark Williams. Lots of action all the way, and I can tell you what, that was in the last 20 seconds.
Yeah, no, it's oh, look at this move right here. Is he going to hold it? Oh, no, he's got... Look at this battle right here.
Excuse me.
Oh, he pushed out a little wide there. That's what happened to him when he tried to make that run last time. It seems like the rear of his car doesn't, have the best grip. He's, his tires are getting a little worn because that's twice his rear end slipped and he's missed that opportunity.
Jimenez.
Now he's off the track.
Yeah. Jimenez is trying to recover. He's looking a little bit Raggedy Ann. Yeah. McHutchison in behind. Raggedy Ann. Jimenez there, unfortunately, needs to get that car back under control. He's still got 14 laps, and now he's got McHutchison closing in. Leaders, nose to tail once more. Here we go. Which way you going to go, Mackenzie? Which way you going to go? You're not going to go anyway. What about into turn 2? Is he going to look up the inside? Nope. He's playing follow my leader at the moment here, Jim. And Lee Aberdeen kind of quite content to let him.
Yeah, I mean, of course. But he's not shaking him loose, that's for sure. Mackenzie Ruin is absolutely as fast as Aberdeen is. No doubt about that. I think they're just doing it again. They're just, riding a little bit. And they're gonna at some point, Ruin's gonna decide to take another shot at him. Maybe not. The last one was a little too early in the race. Aberdeen didn't took it right back. I'm looking at Hutchinson here real quick. Can you imagine that this is your first race? You jump into this series, and these guys are this competitive throughout the entire field. That must feel overwhelming to jump into a series like that and have this competitive a racing from top to bottom.
I think for John, it might not be. And the reason I say that is because he's so used to racing high-end IR gentlemen. You know what I mean? He's no slouch, don't get me wrong, he's
Right.
7K.
Oh, yeah.
So, he knows what he's doing at the end of the day. And I think for John, he knows what's coming at him. But the problem is are they coming at him free wide at the moment? Like we're looking at Currently, Jimenez, Varani, and Cornu and Tommy Maru fighting it out here, Jim. This is action you wouldn't see every day.
That's 4 cars there within about a quarter of a second of each other. They are, that's a tight little battle right there.
Mm-hmm. They're continuing to carry on. And they're continuing to fight. So let's see how these guys carry it once again. Hopefully this does not end in tears. We don't like tears. It's not good. So make sure that they do race clean. Mackenzie Roon again, 3 attempts back at the moment. Denny Cordu, Jimenez, Varani in the fight. We've got de Klerk and Westman scrapping it out further down. In fact, they are scrapping it out now. And de Klerk can't get through. Westman's going to try and get all over the back end of him. He's going to climb all over him up through the hay shed. Coming into Lukey Heights, I can safely say don't be on the outside if you can help it at Lukey Heights. It does not do you any favors. I've been there and I've ended up in that gravel. Here he goes, but Westman's better than me. He's managing to hold it down into MG. Rune fastest lap of the race, Jim, 1:21.085. Oh,
he's
de Klerk's
around.
gone round. Steady, there's cars. Oh.
That's a tough place to rejoin, man, especially when your car's backwards like that.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Well, he lost a lot of spots right there.
Yep. Absolutely. And Mackenzie Roon now still tucked in right behind Lee Aberdeen.
Yeah, I saw. You noticed you said he's with Get Good Racing. I wonder if they have any other cars in this field.
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
It is
Yeah,
just
he's a
sole representative.
Yeah, Get Good is he's a coach. Get Good Racing is he's an online YouTube coach. Does a lot of track guides and stuff. Pretty good driver. So if Mackenzie's representing him, that means Mackenzie's obviously a pretty good driver himself.
Oh, Zoe and Zamora off.
Straight off, yeah.
Jimmy Harder, right.
They're following.
Yeah, Jimmy just went off there behind him. Unfortunately, I think there was a little bit of a mixture of tunnel vision. Roon and Aberdeen to the left, Roon to the right. Ruiz is all on his own here and is constantly just sat in that gap, 1.9 forward. He's got about 4.7 behind of Amout. McCutchinson is still defending. He's like an old-time boxer, Jim, doing the business, holding up these groups of people.
He is indeed. And I think he's got a little more speed in him. I just wonder if, like I said, like you said, he's used to racing high-end guys for sure. My question is, I wonder how much. They managed to gather it back up. That was close.
Yeah, just about. Jimenez and Cornu. Yeah, Varani's in the back there in 10th. Jimenez, Cornu, Maru chasing down McCutchinson. While these guys are fighting, he's managed to open up 1.8 of a gap. He's got 2.3 to Simon Fessy. It looks like Clark Williams has just had drama. We don't like drama, Clark. What have you got undone, sunshine? And here he goes into the hairpin. Oh, that's not.
Yeah, it looks like he had too much brake bias in that car, the way that thing went around like that. My guess is he had a little too much rear brake bias in it.
Rune again, still in. We're going into the final 10 now. And at the moment, no action. Ridgeway Racing, Roberts in YouTube chat. Let's go, Dora and the Dingo. Rune got good, Faso. I miss being able to beat him. Do you really, though, Robert? Do you really beat him?
I wonder if, I would imagine Mackenzie Rune would not be the most popular person at the end of this race if he beats Aberdeen on his home track.
Well, fortunately for Mackenzie Rune, Lee Aberdeen beat him at Watkins Glen. So,
well, there you go.
You know, suck it up, Buttercup. You called it when I did. No, I don't remember that, Robert. Sorry, I've slept since then. I've had Christmas, New Year, all sorts of things have taken place in my life, mate, for me to be able to remember that one race of you beating Mackenzie Rune.
As busy as you are, you have a hard time remembering what you did 2 hours ago.
Oh, mate, me and Ewan O'Leary recorded something earlier on, and then we went to record something else after, and we couldn't remember what happened in the race before. And that was only about 15 minutes earlier on. So there we go. Back markers now. Lee Aberdeen's got to clear these guys. There goes one, and that was, I believe, that was John McKenzie. We've now got Patrick Rowlands ahead of us. McKenzie did slow down and allow the guys through. Rowlands decided to motor on and hopefully try and open up here. What's Rowlands just about to do? Because I can tell you one thing. Okay, like that. Through goes Mackenzie Rune. Through goes Brent Ruiz as well. Eunice Amal's coming at him at a rate of knots with Simon Fessy. Both of these guys from Unity. Not quite sure how much how much fighting they're going to do.
Well, I'll tell you what, those two are right there together. They're both teammates, though, so like I said, I don't know. But I tell you what, I think we're fixing to see Mackenzie Rune get racy here. It's getting to that time.
Yep. 25 of 34 into the corner, into the hairpin they go. Through turn 11, a lifetime ago, to be fair. I agree, Robert. It was an absolute lifetime ago. There's been a lot of things over that one. I didn't actually realise we come on 20 years, Robert, and we've been here 2 years already. Where has that time gone? So Mackenzie Rune and Lee Aberdeen, nose to tail. Aberdeen, he's had to. You see Aberdeen take the inside line.
Yeah,
and then
that's going to be a tough pass.
Yeah, Mackenzie Rune's got to run him around the outside. The problem is, if Rune gets him on that outside, he'll have the inside for this turn. So, 50-50 run, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a tough pass, though. At that, making that outside line work at the end of that long straight like that, that's a tough pass to get done.
It definitely is.
I think that's a one time in the race shot you take. I mean, either you're gonna do it or you're not. But he wasn't ready to do that just yet. But I think if it's the heading into the last lap, I think he might try that move.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be interesting now because they've got Oscar Artinano in front and Harian Sasidaran, and they're fighting for position. So these two back markers are down in 30th and 31st respectively, and now they are fighting for position with Lee Aberdeen closing in behind him. So now how are they going to handle this one? Because effectively these guys are scrapping it out and should not technically have to move. You can see there Oscar Artinano has now just gone and made it too wide. Sasidaran is let him through, but you've got the leaders coming at you, mate. You've now got a choice. Do you go after Artinanu, or do you sit back and think, I do not want to get involved with these guys, but they're fighting for their own position on the race circuit?
Yeah, to be honest, he didn't put up much of a fight there. I don't know if he's just going to bide his time and see what happens, or if he just knew that he was slower. I expected him to put up a little more resistance having that inside line, but he didn't.
Oh, bad place. Bad place.
Oh, no.
Very bad place.
And he's not exactly getting out of the way there either. He took the racing line, which you're supposed to. There you go. Yeah, okay.
He gets him that time. And if I was Sasidaran, I would just sit in behind them and let them pull me forward, because further up the road is the guy I really want, which is Oscar Artinano. If you've had to move over, he's got to move over. To stay as close as you can, I think.
Big gap there, though. Artinano's opened up a big gap, being that the leaders got in between those two, and he's using that to his advantage right now.
Yeah, but if I was Sasidaran, I would try and stay with them. And now he's got Brent Ruiz coming at him as well. So he now knows that the guys in front, Lee Aberdeen and Brent Ruiz and Mackenzie Roon, they're all got to go past Oscar Artinano, which is the guy I'm fighting. Because generally I'll be at the back, right? If I even remotely took a car out on this race circuit, you'll see me spinning somewhere over there. Now, Aberdeen, you are not making this easy, Oscar. I've got to be honest. You are not making that easy for them. Should have had your spotter yelling at you. They're the leaders. This is not our fight, because he comes quite clearly in my ear roll quite a lot of the time. So, you know, you should be able to hear him. I know it's hard there, Robert, to make room. I get that. But a bit of the grey matter in the middle, we've got him for a reason. So, for me, that was a little bit on the hard side from Oscar there for racing with them guys, Jim.
Yeah, I think he definitely made it a little more difficult than he should. But again, like you said, he's got competition right behind him. He's just trying to use it to his advantage as much as he could.
Yeah, but I know.
It's tough spot.
Yeah, it is, and the racetrack is tough, and that's the thing. It's not an easy racetrack, but at the same time, just use a little bit of what you got going on in the middle of your brain. You know what I mean? You know, there's not a clear tunnel from ear to ear. There is something in the middle that does stop you thinking, I don't need to be racing these guys. The guy I was racing is now 2.5 seconds behind me because he's had to go and move out the way at the same time. In fact, right now, he's 3.2. So it wouldn't have cost him to lift anywhere a little bit more sensible, because they caught him here and he came round this hairpin. And if he'd just gone to the right now and lifted, we wouldn't have had the drama that we have had coming into the left-hander of Siberia. So, yeah.
Well, you know, a lot of guys do that, though, and you hear the leaders get frustrated with that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's, you know, that could go either way. I'm sure he's got an argument for why he did that, but I agree, though. Let him go and follow the leaders, and you're actually likely to widen the gap between the guy behind you.
I'm too busy letting people through. I think from my own perspective, I get out the way, or
I do,
or I say to them, take the inside, and I'm already high on the outside. Whether I'm going in the marbles or whatever, I normally end up getting it somewhere wrong. Flint here having a great little ding dong with Jakub Oleszewski. Oleszewski is down 16 places. So clearly something has gone on with Jakub that we've not quite seen here. But Andy Flynn is fighting him out. Tommy Maru, Denny Cordu is side by side. Aberdeen and Roon still 3 tenths back on that one. Let them go and grab some popcorn. Absolutely, I agree. Sit back and watch them. Enjoy the racing. Take your lines. You might learn something.
Yeah, and that's true. You let them through, and then, like I said, you follow them. You're likely to open up the gap behind you. And, you might pick something out on what they're doing that you're not, you know?
Jakub Oleszewski's had a bit of a rough one here. He went off at lap 2. That was... okay. Yeah, there was a little bit of contact here. That was the Unity. So Jakub goes off there. Then he came back on. Then he went off again. And now he's been off again on lap 3. Is that going out? Oh, dude, on pit... entry.
On the pit road, yeah. He didn't hit it hard, though.
Jakub Oleszewski.
There's all kinds of penalties going to be involved in that. They're going to hold him probably 40 seconds for that.
Yeah, he did not cloud himself in glory. Lee Aberdeen, he's lifting. He had him then, and he lifted.
I think he's going to take one shot at this. And not give Aberdeen the chance to run him back down. I mean, I didn't pay attention to the points standing since this is, I'm just picking this race up to help out and cover somebody. But, he's also got to think about his championship. If he, what's going to serve him best in the long term.
Yeah, he's sat currently at the moment in third, behind Aberdeen, only 2 points. He's 3 points behind Sandstrom. So Mackenzie Roon now.
Clearly making up a gap on Sandstrom, obviously.
Yep, it's 60 points. Yeah, it's fairly straightforward system. Straight through.
Maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he doesn't want to jeopardize. Staying close to Aberdeen and getting by into second place. I don't know. We'll see. Mm-hmm. This is the biggest gap they've had all race right here. It's almost a half a second.
Yeah, Townsborough and Flint. They're side by side. Olezwinski's in there as well. Marbles on the outside. Flint, that was Adam Townsborough just gone through. He just literally bullied Olezwinski out the way. And them guys were continuing to fight it out. It looks like Zoltan Zamoda's had a problem. He's just gone off. He has on the left-hand side of the standings, Tony Jimenez and Tommy Maru. If I go here, you will see Maru is just on our inside as well. So, yeah, lots of fighting still to go. And you've still got that front battle.
Yeah, that's and of course right behind him you got McCutcheon we were talking about earlier. He's settled down in a 10th place now. I think he's kind of just fell into these, where he was obviously really quick in qualifying, which put him up front. Now Jimenez here, this has been a good battle all race. It really has.
Yeah, Townsborough and Olezwinski have just swapped back again. Flint's going to try and go around the outside of all of them. He's just put his teammate off on the grass. Andy Flint.
Goodness.
Yeah, big bad bully. Flint now also makes a mistake and goes off, but he literally just put Adam Townsborough off the grass. If you're ever going to get rid of your teammate, oh, no, there wasn't.
That was a net code there.
Net code incident in a minute. I apologise, Andy, when you watch this back. I blamed you completely.
Wow.
But yeah, massive net code incident. Mackenzie now is going to almost come over there and almost got Lee Aberdeen. Apologies, Andy, on that one. It was a massive net code moment that you had with Adam Townsborough. It literally just bumped you out. Well, you bumped him on that one. 129.9 for Tony Jimenez. One more. This one and one more, Jim. He hasn't got long. Oh, not quite sure what's going on.
Yeah.
Jim, you are a robot currently at this moment in time. Not quite sure what's happening with Jim's connection. Mine's gone a little bit funky at the same time. So I think there's more than one connection going a little bit lally. And there's gone a little bit piton between the both of us on that one. But Mackenzie Roon and Lee Aberdeen going to be fighting out now. Round turn 11 for the final time here. Jim, can you hear me? No, we can't. Last lap of the race. And you can see Mackenzie Roon, Lee Aberdeen. This is your opportunity, Roon. He's bullied him off the inside line. Mackenzie Roon's going to go through. Final lap, first corner. Open it up. You need to cover off the inside line. He didn't cover off the inside line. Mackenzie Roon has gone round. Roon has spun. Roon has spun on the final lap. Oh, no. Oh, brother. Round he goes there. And unfortunately, drops down to fourth. Lee Aberdeen got away with that one. Tony Jimenez, Denny Cornu in there. Tommy Maru fighting it out. And, yeah, lots of unfortunate action taking place. But Lee Aberdeen has managed to hold on. He's coming into MG for the final time. this evening. He is going to take that victory. It's Jesper Sandstrom, 2 wins. Lee Aberdeen, 2 wins. Through turn 12, we got round 5 next week at Magello. But Lee Aberdeen, the Australian, wins on home turf. He comes over the line. Great victory for Lee. There you go. He wraps it up. Brent Ruiz comes over, grabs 2nd place in the end. Great run from Brent Ruiz. Simon Fessy is going to get 3rd. And Mackenzie Roon is got 4th place. We've got Yunus Amal is here in 5th. He's going to go over the line. Luca Varani, Denny Cornu, Tony Jimenez, Tommy Maru, and John McHutchinson. Let's see if Jim can hear me. Jim, can you hear me? Right, let's see if we can deal with this a minute. It looks like we've got a little bit of a sound issue going on, but all of a sudden, between myself and Jim. So we will finish this off, but you see Ben Goyette comes over the line with Eddie Amos. We'll have a look back at Ben Goyette's run with Eddie. Gets a lot faster exit out of the final corner. And now he's going to close down on Eddie as much as he can. There you go. Takes the inside line. Ben Goyette running all the way down. And is he going to be able to get through? Not this time. Through MG they go. It could have been worse, Mr. Ridgway. Yes, I fully agree with you. It could have been worse for these guys, for Mackenzie Roon. But Ben Goyette and Eddie Amos went over the line. Literally barely tenths a second. Well, barely thousandths apart here. And this is their final rundown at the same time. So checkered flag for everybody now in the order. And as we keep an eye on what went on with these guys, because they're continuing to fight it out. Nice little bit of action taking shape between Ben Goyette and Eddie Amos. Jim, are you back?
I am indeed, yes.
Yes, good. I don't know if that was you or me, but one of us was having issues. Let's bring you up the results of this race, and I'll run through them. Lee Aberdeen is your winner over Brent Ruiz. Simon Fessy in 3rd. Mackenzie Roon 4th. Gets the overtake done into 1. Goes round in 2. And unfortunately, it all just fell apart on the final lap for Mackenzie Roon. Yunus Amal in 5th. Luca Varani 6th. Denny Cornu in 7th. Then you got Tony Jimenez, Tommy Maru. John McHutchinson finished down in 10th in the end. Robert Tilbury, Ludovic Rancon, Joseph Mark Lucas, Stefan Dodderer, and Cameron Dance. Now, I want to point out, Cameron Dance, the Australian, was up 26 places.
What a nice run. What a nice run. 26 places.
26 places from the back end of the grid for Cameron Dance. Great run. Great job from him. Didn't really pick up on that during the race. And going on 16th, Eli Flugie, 17th. Then Clark Williams, Jakob Olewinski, and Eddie Amos, who finished just ahead of Ben Goyette. You can see it there, 0.02 of a second. Andy Flint in 22nd, Chris Patel, Chris Gibbs, and Zoltan Zamoda, 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Then you got Dorian Aruro, Adam Townsman, Matthew Gracie, Alexis de Klerk, and Oscar Artinanu, all finished 1 lap down. John McKenzie, Stefano Fanazzi, Loris Bela, Harry Haran, Sasidaren in 34th, and Jeremy Hagenar in 35th place. So they were the 1 lap down. 2 laps, Patrick Rowland, Sean Pulsifier, Daniel Vogel was 10 laps, didn't finish. Westman didn't finish. Koji Ito didn't finish either. And then below Ito, we've got Noah Flugie, who also did not finish. Manuel Vargas and Simon Gabrielli, who did not take to the start. So there we go. Jim, how was it for you? First evening of IGP.
Well, this was fantastic racing. Fantastic racing through the whole field. Very entertaining. Anybody doesn't like this doesn't like racing. But just to comment a little bit on the finish there, since I was clearly having internet issues right at the finish. You look at what happened to Mackenzie Roon is exactly what we were talking about right before the internet issue kicked up. You know, he went for it and ultimately lost a few positions which I speculated maybe he just wanted to hang on to second for the points, but it didn't hurt him horribly bad. At least he only dropped down to 4th. But what a tough break there, because he obviously was as fast as Aberdeen all race long, and like you said, just went all wrong on the last lap.
Yep, it did. It all went wrong. And unfortunately for Mackenzie Roon, he's going to have to come back and do it all again next week. Hopefully, he will be able to get that win over Lee Aberdeen at some point. Well, we're going to keep it on here, guys. Don't forget, join us a little bit later on when Jim and Mr. Biggles come back here once more for the Triple Bypass League as well. So come and check that out a little bit later on. But thank you for everybody who's joined us. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and turn on the bells. Where are we heading next week? It's Mugello, ladies and gentlemen. Then we go into Monza, and then we do my favorite racetrack on February 2nd at Interlagos, with Jerez, Montreal, Imola, Red Bull Ring, and Zandvoort all taking shape before the end of the season. But I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Jim Cunningham here this evening. And as always, guys, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.